actually Tiera, and today I'm going over some horrible career advice that really needs to stop being said. So we've all heard it before. If you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. Well, that's really unrealistic, don't you think? Grind culture is really popular right now, but I'm completely over it. There is no way to constantly be on and ready to go, and there's no reason for us to make people feel guilty about it. Grind culture implies that we are all just one-dimensional, that we only have one interest, we have nothing else going on in our lives, and that we're just machines of productivity. This idea that we constantly have to be grinding it out and hustling for that check 24/7 has really manifested itself amongst young people like me. Now, it could be that on social media we only post our wins and not the actual journey, but either way, it's created this illusion that in order to be successful, you have to constantly live and breathe your craft. And I'm not seeing enough people talk about taking a break to recharge. I need you to internalize this. You still need a break, even if you're doing what you love. There will be days where you are completely exhausted, but if you continuously work through the lows of being exhausted too often, eventually you're going to face burnout or fall out of love with your craft. Soon after that, you'll start associating negative feelings with your craft, which can lead to procrastination. Eventually, you'll lose motivation, and that passion you had will turn into a standard job. How do I know? Because that's what happened to me. Now, some of you may not know, but I do run my own business called Pope Creative LLC. It's a design studio for branding and web design, and I loved it. I loved everything from designing websites to putting color palettes together to building strategy for clients, and I did it all. I think by nature, I'm a productivity hypebeast. So I felt like I always had to be on. I always had to be working, putting something out. But eventually I got so tired with it. I felt so much invisible pressure to constantly be putting out my work, constantly be telling people about who I'm working with, what projects I'm doing, how much I'm making, what I'm doing next week, what conferences am I going to or not going to. And for me, all of that became a lot to deal with, to the point to where I just lost motivation to do it. I felt like it was sucking the energy out of me, but it's because I wasn't giving myself room to breathe. And because of that, running the business became more like a chore instead of my passion project. It really made me shift my interest because I was overdoing it and it was no longer a hobby for me. So it got me thinking. And I realized that passion is built from hobbies. But no one presses you about hobbies. Most people don't even have a hobby. Do you? But it's only once you decide to monetize that hobby or turn that passion into a business pursuit that the whole world never wants you to stop. Now, this is not to say that you can't make money doing what you love or turn your passion into a business, but too many people are glossing over the details. No matter what you're doing, whether it's art, a business, or even nursing school, being successful takes an incredible amount of work. Now, everyone understands how much work it takes to really get into something, but y'all seem to have forgotten the toll that all that energy can take on your mind and on your body. As creators, entrepreneurs, and students, we tend to put so much pressure on ourselves to perform and get so detailed about getting everything right that sometimes it's really easy to miss a meal here or there or miss hours of sleep a couple times a week. We are constantly pushing forward so hard that it can easily lead to anxiety, irritability, and even depression. And we don't need another person in our ear telling us we're not doing enough. We do that just by ourselves. It's okay to take a break. You need to give yourself ample time to recharge so that you can perform the way you want to. No matter how much you love what you do, your mental health should be your priority. Self-care is a necessary part of productivity. You cannot perform your best if you do not feel your best. Now, there are tons of ways that this can be done, like not touching your computer for one day a week, or even spending a whole weekend away from your craft. Taking a break, no matter how small, gives you the time you need to be proud of yourself and actually reflect on your progress. If you are always moving, it can be difficult to see the big picture and actually see where you are as far as your goals. It also gives you an opportunity to actually miss your craft. So once you get back from your break, you want to just hop back into it. If you are taking your breaks and reflecting on your progress regularly, then there is no one on the outside who can make you feel like you're not doing enough. Grind culture can make you feel like you're in competition with everyone around you, but really, you're in competition with your ego. Don't be too proud to slow down, pause, and come back better. You need to learn to master your own energy and understand when you need to take a step back. Just like the discipline you have to really zone into a project and get things done, you need to have that same discipline when it comes to giving yourself the time it needs to recuperate. This is a word. I am done being a productivity hype beast, and I'm learning to take care of myself first. So I hope you can do so as well. And if you have any experiences like this, please share down below. I want to start that conversation. Where was this video 2 years ago when I needed it? If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I will be dropping every week, so be on the lookout for that. Thanks for hanging out with me, and see you in the next one.